So for our vestibular sun salutation, we are going to start with one for people whose vestibular system is really struggling. So there will be less vestibular challenge, but nonetheless some vestibular challenge. So we start, excuse me, at the top of the mat and begin with a little bouncing, which is also good for the fascia. So this is stimulating the more vertical orientation of the three semicircular canals. And then we are going to stop and we are going to look up slowly and look down slowly. We're going to turn to the right once, slowly, clockwise, looking around the room. If that causes someone dizziness, the next time you teach that particular person, they shouldn't do that circling. Then we inhale up and we exhale the left foot back into warrior one on the right. A slow head turn to the right, a slow head turn to the left, and exhaling down. Coming to all fours, or if strength is available, bear pose, where the knees are just floating off the floor. Knees on the floor or knees floating, we crawl off to the right. Knees on or off the floor, we crawl to the left. If you have the knees off the floor, try not to come up here. Keep them low for that extra strength challenge. Not vestibular, but nonetheless valuable. We've come back to center. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Into the center of our mat. Exhaling, knees, thighs, pelvis, belly to the floor. Inhale into an easy back bend, maybe Sphinx here or seal pose. And exhale back into face down dog. For someone with low vestibular tolerance, just giving the head a little slow shake as if they're saying no. A slow no. And then a slow nod, yes. Then looking forward, bending the knees, coming up to the fingertips for those with hip mobility issues that stop them stepping forward. We step the left foot forward, coming up into warrior one on the left, looking slowly to the right, slowly to the left, stepping to the top of the mat, and a slow counterclockwise circle, really letting the eyes move with the movement. And that is your vestibular sun salutation for people with low tolerance to vestibular challenge. The high tolerance one will be to begin at the top of our mat. To suddenly, I beg your pardon, first a little bounce. And then back to center, we're going to suddenly look up, suddenly look down. Let's take 2 turns clockwise, preferably faster. 1 and 2. While you have that little wobble, step the left foot back into warrior one. And then we take a sudden head turn and then a slow return to center. So suddenly look to the right, slow return to center. Suddenly look to the left, slow return to center. Exhaling the hands down, we're back into our same sequence now. Bear pose, crawl off to the right and crawl off to the left. You could try closed eyes to make it more challenging in terms of proprioception. Crawl back to the mat. Exhale, knees, thighs, pelvis, belly to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, back bend of choice. And exhale back into downward facing dog. And we are going to look fairly suddenly, not terribly suddenly, between the hands, then between the legs to the pubic bone. Under the right armpit, under the left armpit. Back to center, come up on the left fingertip, step the left foot through, up into warrior one on the left. A sudden turn to the left, but a slow return. Turn the head to the left, slow return. Turn the head to the right, slow return. Step back up to the top of the mat and anti-clockwise or counterclockwise circles twice. And then most importantly, standing and resting and letting that system soothe. If you were wanting to add yet one more vestibular canal angle, you could, after your warrior one, so here you are in your warrior one, you've done your head turns, you could open that out into a side angle pose and do 2 on each side with quite speedy movement of the head off center, finishing back in your warrior one and down to your bear pose. Of course, feel free to play with that and do your own thing. Make up some stuff on the basis of what you've learned.